Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to painting Christmas cards. This is probably the second, but yeah, we're going to be doing something a little bit different than we did last time. Last time we did this card, something where you could just write Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or a fantastic day or whatever you wanted on the inside, excuse me. And yeah, nice and green, nice and colourful. We're doing something still leafy and berryish, but different. This time we're going to be working vertically, and I'm not going to take my page down. I really don't need to this time. We're not going to be putting loads and loads and loads of paint on, and we don't really need any straight clean lines on it. So I'm going to go into my sap green. We're going to be layering up our leaves, and I'll be drying it with a heat gun in between. You can just leave yours dry, but definitely try and dry them between these sort of leafy layers. Words. Anyway, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of sap green on my brush. Yeah, I've got some sap green, and I'm going to start up in the middle, and we're going to be painting mistletoe. So I'm going to start with my first branch of mistletoe, and from there, mistletoe, if you remember from the last video, they're just long teardrops, and they come in pairs. And then they continue through the stem. So I'm going to do another teardrop here, and I'm going to do another teardrop here, and just fill it in with a light colour. I'm going to add a stem here and do another teardrop. Sometimes they're droopy like this, and sometimes they're straight. With each layer, don't really worry too much about them crossing over each other, but we want to dry it between the layers where we deepen the colour slightly. So all this is the same colour, so we're good to just keep adding. I'm going to add one here, and I'm not going to redip my brush if my paint starts getting thin. Then I'm just going to allow it to be a little bit thinner. I'm actually going to pull a branch down through this one, just so I start moving towards the bottom of the page a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to do the same over here, where I pull a long one through, and I'm going to do a short stem here, and I'm going to add my mistletoe hanging from that stem here. And down here I'm going to add some mistletoe. Just simple shapes. And I'm going to pull another one over here. I'm going to add my mistletoe here. And I'm going to pull another one down here. There we go. All higgledy-piggledy. Now we're going to let this dry. I'm going to heat gun it. As someone says online, let it dry or make it dry. We're going to make it dry. There we are. And now we're going to go in with a second layer. We're going to go with a slightly darker paint, something similar but darker. So you might want to mix your own. If you're continuing on from what we did last time, you'll remember that I mixed the paint in this palette here, and it created a darker type of green. So I'm going to go back into my palette and mix the paint again, but I'm going to pick up some more sap green and just mix it around until it becomes nice and inky. We want it watery, we want it loose. And then I'm going to pick up a darker green. So I've got a darker green on my brush here, and I'm just going to mix that in. So we've got the base of the sap green where we started from, but we've also got a darker green mixed into that. So that's the paint I'm going to use there. Now you can leave this if you like it, but I'm just going to add a few of the slightly darker leaves just to add a little bit of dimension to it. Okie dokie, so I'm going to add one coming off here over the top. And I'm going to add my leaf here and add my leaf here. And I'm just going to do one or two. I'm going to do another one over here. I'm going to add my leaf. It's okay if they overlap now, because remember we dried the layer below it, and as such they shouldn't really play too much. As long as you don't scrub at them, they should be fine. I'm also going to add a third one and add one over here. These two are both coming in this direction. I think it'd be really good to have one going in that direction. So I'm just going to, over the top of this one, and add my mistletoe. In here I'm going to turn my page because it'll be easier for me just to get my mistletoe how I like it. There we go. I could add another one down here if I wanted to, but I don't think I will. But you can if you want to. I'm going to thicken up this stem. And I'm going to either let it dry or make it dry. Heat gun warning. Nice and dry. Okie dokies. So next we need some berries. Now we could put red berries on here if you wanted to, just because it'll stand out a lot, because of course mistletoe has white berries on it. We could do whatever we wanted. If you wanted to put some red berries, if you wanted to put some white berries. I think today I might do red berries. I think green and red look really nice together. So I'm going to go into my red. Just cleaning my brush, I'm going to go into a kind of pinky red. And I'm just going to scrub at it until I like the consistency. And now I've got red on the bottom of my brush. And I'm going to just choose a couple of choice places up near maybe a connection. And I'm going to draw a circle and leave a little gap in it. Now the berries can touch. And I'm going to be mindful about the side of where I left that gap. I'm leaving it on the left hand side, and I'm probably going to leave the gaps always on the left hand side. If you want to be a bit careful to go in around some of the leaves so it looks like the berries behind a leaf, you can do that. I'm going to add some more berries up here. And now it doesn't matter where on the painting you put your berries, you always want to leave that light bit, that bit of white on the same side. And there we have it. Really simple. Just 3 colours, could be 2 if you wanted, a red and a green. And you've got some mistletoe. If you give this a shot, I'd love to see them. You can tag me online at KTAmy Creative, or you can just comment down below and let me know that you tried it. If you have any problems, do let me know. I would be very, very happy to help you out. Have a good Christmas.